I have to admit that I really would have loved to have seen Cooper, Ab, when you came in. Ab Dettorre is with us this morning.
He wanted to come in, but
did he?
There's just so much I can carry, and
without the dog.
He's guarding the truck. So
yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Ab Dettorre is with us this morning. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS AM 1160, 101.1 FM. We always look forward to seeing Ab, but especially when he comes with a gift such as this. You have brought a check for the Teddy Bear Fund Drive.
Right. It took us a while to get everything in sponsor-wise and so forth, but we certainly appreciate, Urgent Care of Indiana County or Indiana Hospital, Chestnut Ridge, Remington Vernick, who are the borough engineers in Blairsville, David Check, signs and graphics, Porsche's homemade our donuts and so forth out of Indiana, the coffee shop, Ron Lopresti, the Eagle Riders, and certainly the Blairsville Community Development Authority. Along with all the people that took the plunge that day, were able to present you a check to the Teddy Bear Fund Drive in the amount of $1,800.
What a beautiful number.
It was. When you consider what you have to do to raise it, and we changed things a little bit this year by providing a pool instead of the river itself, because it's kind of treacherous and you just never know. Although we had a couple of people that refused to give up their tradition and went down on they were up to their knees. So I guess that's important too. But by the same token, the fire department in Blairsville, when you need something done, that's who you go to. And they've been instrumental in our being able to do this from the safety factor. And, of course, this year providing that drop tank pool, which is generally used for rural firefighting, where you collect water to basically put out the fire. It'll hold 1,500 gallons, but we filled it up with river water, so my thanks to them also, and certainly all the participants.
Yeah.
And even the spectators. We had a lot of people just came down and made a donation. It's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, Brock Harsh, our recreation director, couldn't be with us today, but he is very instrumental in this also, getting it set up, collecting the monies, helping with the sponsors, helping with the T-shirt production, providing the firewood for the bonfire that we like to have there, setting up a tent, setting up tables and so forth. It takes a community to do these things, and we've had a lot of good help for the last couple of years. So it's been good. We've had fun.
You think of the logistics of doing something like this, and you do all of that work, and you still have to keep your eye on the sky at that time of the year.
Yeah, it could be frozen over. It could be the fact that you have so much rain like we've had this year, and then the water rises and the water becomes more treacherous because of the speed. Certainly snow, are people going to want to travel there if the roads are bad? But, we have some regulars, some people who have signed on for the duration. They come every year, and it's worked out real well. I'm pleased with it. Our rec board, again, like I mentioned, Brock, but the members of the recreation board have really helped promote this and done a great job. And, it speaks well of the people in Blairsville because they come out and support it.
Sure does. The Polar Bear Plunge raises $1,800 for the Teddy Bear Fund Drive this year. Just a tremendous number. But then you think, what's behind that number? And all of the people and those people with hearts of gold that say to themselves that it's the Teddy Bear Fund Drive. It is a great, great cause. And the community pride that goes with it as well. And then that's nothing to be understated because it tells you that the folks in Blairsville are a caring group of people.
There's no doubt about that. I'm very proud of our community. I'm very proud of the town itself. I mean, I've spent a lifetime there, not only coaching as an educator, involved with various activities, and they're very, very supportive. Very supportive of community recreation, very supportive of youth sports, very supportive of our fire service and EMS in general, our police department. So very proud of all that. It's a good little town. It's not without its problems. Every place has them, but it's a good place to live. It's a good place to raise your family.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank everybody who was involved in raising this tremendous amount of money, $1,800 for the Teddy Bear Fund Drive. We're going to have our Teddy Bear Fund Drive wrap up very, very shortly. We're just trying to nail down a date when everybody can can be involved. We don't want somebody to miss out on it by not being there, but we're doing that. We're in the process of doing that right now. And our thanks to you for bringing it in once more. I appreciate it so very, very much. So it's time for 2 or 3 minutes with Dettorre.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'll probably sneak this in here. Next Friday, we're starting the fire department. It's a big fundraiser for us. We cook a lot of fish every Friday throughout Lent. Eat in, take out, baked fish, fried fish, breaded fish, fish sandwiches. We've had great success with it. A lot of good feedback, and we try to make it better every year.
Yeah.
That'll be on a public service announcement. I just dropped a form off to Chuck, and we'll just take it from there, but I thought I'd throw that out there, too.
Absolutely, because that's where I wanted to start with you, because you are so very much involved in emergency situations with the Blairsville Fire Department, with dive team and everything else that you're involved in. It has been a really, really rough winter for our fire crews, and the church fire this week is just one indication of the cooperation that must go on and the coordination between fire companies. And I haven't had a firefighter in here recently to talk about it, but I wish you would, to tell us about how it is that fire departments, just listening to the scanner the other day as the Harmony Grove Lutheran Church fire was unfolding and as the units were arriving and the way they communicated and coordinated their actions, it really is an amazing cooperative relationship, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is, and although they all say volunteer in front of it, there's a tremendous amount of professionalism that goes along with that. I can use our guys as an example. We have some outstanding officers, as do every volunteer department in this county. They're well educated. The members themselves, you just don't show up. There's a lot of educational process that has to happen before you can actually do anything. And that is a very positive situation, but by the same token, it sometimes drives people away because it does require a lot of time to learn the trade. And it's an ongoing process. I mean, this is approaching 42 years for myself, but you can go down there every Monday night and learn something new at our drill. Manpower is a situation that every volunteer fire department is faced with, and that's a lack of. Now, we have a tremendous cooperation with our brothers and sisters in Blacklick. We're able to respond in a dual capacity now to everything they are kicked out to, as well as us. And that just, it's not always a sign that you're going to have the amount of men that you need there, but you're going to have a lot more than you probably would, especially during the daylight hours. I like the way that's worked out. I mean, there's been always friendly competition between departments that are side by side like that, but ours is still friendly and still professional and serious when it certainly has to be. So I'm happy for that. I think the leadership on both sides deserve a pat in the back for coming together. But, you know, we are mutual aid through situation throughout Indiana County, depending on what's necessary in the area. Indiana County Control, Emergency Management will bang out however many stations they need to get there. So it's a learning process constantly, but it is a tremendous fraternity throughout this county. I can use an example of our water safety, water rescue team, which includes scuba dive, which in wetsuit, also dry suit. It also includes swift water rescue. You know, we are the only unit per se in Indiana County right now, but we have branched out to where we have divers that are trained and qualified at other departments throughout the county, maybe one, maybe two, but it's a constant growing team so that if we are dispatched, no matter where it is in Indiana County, there's probably one or two people that we're going to bring along from perhaps Blacklick, Homer Center, Plumville, now Cherry Hill Township working into this group also. And again, it's a good cooperative situation brought about by prudent thinkers.
Yeah.
You know, not about territory and who's going to do this first and who's going to be there and this is ours. It's about, and I really like this, it's about getting the people there to do the best job they can for the people who need it the most.
Yeah. What we need to do here at Renda Broadcasting is we need to put together a special report or two on firefighting in Indiana County. I don't know that you have ever taken a poll of this, but I would guess that the average age of a firefighter in Indiana County is over the age of 50 and probably much more over the age of 50. Attracting people to become firefighters, younger people, gets more and more difficult. We read the statistics statewide. It probably is reflected here in Indiana County, too.
I'm sure it is. I can't speak for every department, but I don't see any department. For example, when I joined in 1977, there was a waiting list, and we have 64 slots according to our bylaws. That's just our department. There's not a waiting list anymore, let's put it that way. Mm-hmm. I don't know of anybody that has one. I think the schools throughout the county and their requirement for community service certainly help lend a hand there, because we have some students from Blairsville who come down and help us out occasionally, especially with fundraisers, and then they get a little bit of a taste of that. But it is a problem. There's no doubt about it. Things that happen in the fire service happen always at the wrong time. You know, they're in competition with everything else that's in an already busy life where most families have a dual breadwinner. You know, both mom and dad are working, so it does require a lot of time. But here again, I see it's going to get a little better. I don't know about the average age. We have some members who are under the age of 25 years old. They're just doing an outstanding job between the educational process and just gaining the experience necessary to fill these roles, as you know, a lot of us age out of it.
Yeah.
But it requires that time. It requires a dedication to personal fitness. Certainly, you have to look at all those things too. But I'm very proud of that. I'm really proud of the way we've been able to work together with surrounding departments. And this also goes into Westmoreland County. You know, sometimes we stretch as far as New Alexandria into Derry Borough. We've been over in Ligonier. We've been up to the east, to the Armaugh, East Wheatfield Township areas. And I just really am appreciative of the professional cooperation with all these departments, and I that's going to be the wave of the future. You know, we're not going to say call it I guess it is a mutual service. Mm-hmm. You know, we're not totally together. We still have our own little situations, but we do work very well together, and that wasn't always the case.
Yeah.
You know, years ago, I can remember those territorial battles and so forth, and I never quite understood that, because here again, it is about getting the situation under control and getting the people there who can do that. So it doesn't matter where they come from.
He is Ab Dettorre. That's a few minutes with Ab Dettorre here on a Friday morning. We appreciate it so much. And please take our thanks back to everybody in Blairsville. $1,800 to the Teddy Bear Fund Drive. Thank you.
Well, we enjoyed it. You know, it's you never know about that Polar Bear Fund Drive. You know, our Polar Bear Dive. You never know about it. You know, it could be here, it could be gone, but right now, it seems to be pretty strong. People talk about it, trying to improve it next year, and we'll see what happens.
We appreciate it so much. Ab, have a wonderful weekend. You running around in a striped shirt anywhere this weekend?
I've had 2 games so far. I'm hoping to get another one. You know, you never know. I mean, there's a lot of quality officials out there, and more quality officials than there are quality games left. So it all comes down to, you know, areas and so forth, and it's a long, drawn-out process. You know, you all want to do them, but there's only so many games, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I noted that the game the other night, the championship game at Mount Aloysius Girls A, had all Indiana County crew. See, you need to change your name to Satori, because it was Cephas, Satil, and Steve. See, it has to start with an S.
Well, I taught those guys everything they know. So
okay,
no, they taught me. Believe me, that's a good crew. And I mean, again, you could spend another half an hour talking about that.
Yeah.
You know, what is required to do that job, and that we have some outstanding officials in Tri-County chapter. I'm very proud to be a part of that, and I enjoy those guys immensely.
He's Ab Dettorre. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
It's Indiana in the Morning.